Welcome back to Getting to Know God. We are on day 137 and we have 365 stories from the Bible so that we can learn how good and great our God is. So, David keeps his promise. Can be found in 2 Samuel verse 9. David never forgot his great friend Jonathan, who had been killed by the Philistines. He remembered too his solemn promise that he would take care of Jonathan's family once he became king. In those days, a new king would put to death his rival's family, but David behaved quite differently. "Is any member of Saul's family still alive?" he asked his servants. "I want to be kind to him for Jonathan's sake." David's servants sent for Ziba, who had been a servant to Saul's court, and David asked him the same question. "Yes, your majesty," Ziba answered. "Jonathan's son is still alive. He is called Mephibosheth. But you would not want him here at your court." "Yes, your majesty," Ziba answered. "Jonathan's son is still alive. His name is Mephibosheth. But you would not want him here at court. He could not serve you because he cannot walk. Both his feet are badly hurt." "Bring him here at once," David ordered. Mephibosheth was grown up by this time, but he had been a boy of 5 when his grandfather and his father Jonathan had been killed in battle. When his nurse heard the terrible news, she had flown from the palace in terror, carrying the little boy. In her hurry, she dropped Mephibosheth, hurting both feet so badly that he could never walk again. When Ziba arrived, Mephibosheth heard that he was summoned for the court. He was afraid that David was going to have him put to death, but he had to obey the royal command and go to Jerusalem. He was helped into the king's presence, and David looked at him closely. He hoped to see his likeness of his dear friend, but instead he saw a full face of fear. "Don't be afraid, Mephibosheth," David said gently. "I want to give you back all your land that belonged to you and your grandfather Saul. Ziba should be your servant from now on and farm the land for you. I want you to live here at the palace with me and have all your meals at our royal table." "I don't deserve your kindness," Mephibosheth replied in a trembling voice. "I shall be useless to you," but David said, "For Jonathan's sake, you'll be dear to me always." What do you think of that? David truly showed kindness and mercy, which is exactly how God acts with us. He shows us kindness and mercy for the things that we do wrong and the things that we say wrong and the things that we are. Instead of punishing us, he forgave Jonathan's son of what the tradition would be, was to kill him. And he gave him mercy, he gave him back his land, he gave him a place at the royal table to eat. And I'm sure he looked after him well in honour of what Jonathan had done for David. If you don't know what Jonathan did for David, go back a few weeks and look at some of the previous stories. Let me see if I can find what around when. Probably around day 120 onwards, you'll be able to see the relationship that David had with Jonathan, and you'll be able to see the kindness that Jonathan had and how Jonathan in essence really saved David's life from what could have been murder on his father's behalf.